Hello YouTube, and today we've got something a bit different to work on. It's a W221 series Mercedes-Benz E-Class, E320CDi to be specific. Now what we need to do is we need to replace the heater control valve, which is located behind here somewhere, as the heater has stopped working in the car. So basically getting freezing cold air conditioned air but never any heat. So that's the first thing to look at replacing anyway. One of the first jobs is basically just to pull this weatherproof sealing off from around this plastic cover so that we can remove the cover. So we do that first. We're going to need to remove these wiper arms here, so I think it's a 19mm ratchet, and then we need to remove this plastic cover itself, which has 4 of these sort of press fit connectors, as you can see back there. I've ordered 4 of those from Mercedes. I've also ordered the heat control valve. Now after you've removed the 4 rivet pins, the plastic cover is held in place by a bunch of clips. They basically mount through these holes here. This is what the clip looks like on the back. Spike with a sort of square part at the end. Now I've actually managed to break 3 or 4 of those, removing this cover, so I want to get some of those from Mercedes. So that's something to bear in mind. You might want to get some of those before you try and remove this cover. Now to improve access, what we'll actually do is remove the entire wiper mechanism, which is held in place by, again, I think these are 19mm sockets. So just remove those and that should all come out as one assembly. Okay, so after we've removed all this trim, the trickiest part for us right-hand drive car owners is to find the valve, which is actually located underneath the mast and cylinder for the brakes. So we've got to peel this foam up here. You'll see 2 of the hose connections are there, and then you probably won't be able to see it very well, but basically the valve is right under there, so this is going to be horrible to try and do. So after over an hour of struggling, I finally got the old one out and we're ready to fit the new one. Now with the right hand drive this is an absolute nightmare to do, so not really recommended, to be honest. We've also lost a fair bit of coolant in the process, so we're going to have to refill the system. And all the pipework's been connected back up to the new unit. Now we've got the impossible task of trying to fit it back into where it came from. That seems to be the hardest part of the job, well, other than actually getting it out in the first place. Okay, after about 1,000,000 hours it's now back in place and replumbed, so I'm going to start the engine up and test for leaks. Okay, so I'm just running the engine for a few minutes to warm it up and do 2 things. Firstly, obviously testing it onto hot and making sure we're actually getting hot air out, which is starting to come through now. And secondly, I'm also watching the temperature gauge to make sure that goes up to normal, to make sure I haven't introduced any airlocks into the system, in the cooling system, while disconnecting and reconnecting those pipes. I checked the level of the coolant and it seemed okay, but I'm going to buy some more coolant anyway to top it up, because we did lose quite a bit, but that's have to be tomorrow now, as it's got dark and there's no shops open. So in conclusion, if you're thinking about changing it on a right hand drive W211, the heater control valve, don't do it. It's far too much work. You're better off taking it to a garage and paying someone to do it. It really is a nightmare of a job.